I like to let things go. I like to be let go as an actor. I don't want to be over-controlled as an actor. I used to hate it. I like best when I say, what do you want? Now let me go.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff Johnson,
I'm Amber Lewis.
And I am Andrew Blakely.
and this is a Film by podcast. So, this past Tuesday, Oscar winning director, actor, activist, icon, really, Robert Redford passed away in his sleep at the age of 89. I think it wasn't more than an hour had passed after that, after news broke of that I heard from both of you uh, about it, and just like, wow, I can't believe, Redford's one of those guys that we just assumed. I just assumed like he will always make movies. He's been making movies since before we were born, and he'll continue to do so. Um, just I don't want to say it's a shock. He was 89 years old, so I think this is a moment where we can celebrate his life. We can celebrate um, what he gave us. Amber, do you recall the first time you took notice of Robert Redford? Like, do you remember what movie it was that where you're like, oh, this guy's a movie star. This guy's amazing.
Very young, my parents loved Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and The Sting. And we watched those like quite often and quoted them a lot. So those were the first two where I was like, knew who he was and, appreciated what he did.
How about it, Andrew?
I honestly, it'd be hard for me to say. He's been around since, like you said, before I was born. He'd made a dozen classics, so I can't even pinpoint it. As a kid, I remember watching The Natural. I remember watching The Sting. I remember watching Sneakers we had on VHS. I watched that one all the time. So
Yes.
it's hard to say when it first came about. He's just always been there.
So what we're going to do today, it's not exactly our normal format, but we did want to take a moment to show our appreciation. So what we're doing is our top 10 Robert Redford film roles. Be it film, be it TV. I know he's done some amazing television work, and I want to clarify, that we're not saying that these are the best performances. We're not ranking them. This is just I think after the conversation the three of us had off mic was these are the 10 that stand out to us. These are our favorites. So I wouldn't say they're in any particular order, but let's get it. Let's jump into this. Amber, what do you have for our number 10 choice?
So this is a newer one from 2013. The film is All Is Lost.
This is the Virginia Gene with an SOS call, over. This is the Virginia Gene with an SOS call, over. This is the Virginia Gene with an SOS call, over.
And he plays a character known only as Our Man. There's almost no dialogue in this movie. I think there's like 32 words, 52 words, something like that in the whole entire movie. I am obsessed with this movie. I absolutely love it. I read somewhere once that people die in the wilderness because of lack of imagination. And this movie is about a guy who is incredibly intelligent, incredibly prepared. Like, he's not just wandering out in the world. And he is on a sailboat that is sinking, and he has to work the problem. And he's all by himself. And the cheat would be to have him like talk to himself.
Hmm.
And he does not do that. You are just watching Robert Redford, who I think conveys, everybody talks about how gorgeous he was, and of course he was, but he also conveys an incredible intelligence. And this movie is him. You're watching him think and you're watching him methodically work the problem.
Andrew,
Yeah,
you're nodding and smiling a lot. What's your take on this one?
I only watched this movie maybe 2 years ago. I stumbled on it by accident, not even looking for Robert Redford. The score is done by Alex Ebert, who's the front man for Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, and I'm a big fan of them. So when I heard he did the score for this movie with almost no dialogue, I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And then boom, there's Robert Redford. So I'm so glad it's on the list because it really caught me off guard and it blew me away. He's so engaging that it doesn't feel like a gimmick that there's no dialogue. It feels very natural and you can't look away.
So I'm going to be honest. I've not seen this one yet, and it kind of, I think it kind of had a quiet opening when it first came out, and I always thought, oh, that could be good. But after hearing Amber describe it, Amber, you're giving me a real Santiago Old Man of the Sea vibe.
Yes. Yes.
So I love that. I love that book. So I'm definitely going to check this one out, guys. Great pick. Andrew, what do you have at number 9?
Number 9, we have Sneakers.
And she's using you to get to her.
And she's using me to get to you. I know that's confusing.
If you love him.
If you really love him, then just keep on loving him.
And give him head whenever he wants.
Give him help. Be a beacon in his sad and lonely life. Can you do that for Gunter?
Yes.
Now get out of here. Give him head.
Be a beacon.
I know I mentioned it once already, but I absolutely loved this movie as a kid. The cast is stacked with talent. It's got Sidney Poitier, Dan Aykroyd, young River Phoenix, Ben Kingsley, but heading it up is Robert Redford, and he is a somewhat reformed criminal leading a group of the same, and so it's got some fun heist vibes. It's really funny. It's just classic 90s humor carried by just an unbelievable cast. I've seen this movie probably about 1,000 times. I could quote it so much.
I'm not gonna lie. This has been on the film by list for a couple seasons. Like, maybe we can get Sneakers in this month, and because I'm a big fan of Marty Bishop. So I think we're gonna probably get to this one. Judging and Amber just judging by her expression just now, it sounds like you two will be the ones covering that episode when we do it. But Amber, obviously Amber, obviously you're a fan of Sneakers. You're a fan of Bishop and Sneakers.
Yes. Slightly older than Andrew, so I was had just graduated high school, and I remember going with a group of friends to see it and just having a great time. And I was working at Blockbuster Video at the time, so I got like a cheap copy and wore it out.
Fantastic film. Now, I think we're gonna zag here on the number 8 pick because I gotta be honest. I was pleasantly surprised, Amber, when you mentioned this one, because now you're taking us into that television realm, specifically to 1962. Who's your pick here?
Okay, so for those of you that were timing, what are we, like 5 minutes in? I'm getting choked up. So this is a Twilight Zone episode. It is one of my favorites from season 3. It's episode 16, Nothing in the Dark.
Yeah.
And he plays a mysterious young man. He's so young and so beautiful. And he shows up at this old woman's apartment, and I don't want to like reveal the twist, but it's so
okay.
poignant.
It came out in 1962.
She is afraid of dying.
Yeah.
And she won't leave her apartment because she's afraid if she goes out, she's going to die. She's going to meet death, and she will die. And the reveal is that he was death, and he was with her all along. And he holds his arms out and he says, "Look, is this so bad?"
You tricked me. It was you all the time.
Yes. I tricked you.
But why? The moment I let you inside, you could have taken me any time. But you were nice. You made me trust you.
But I had to make you understand. Am I really so bad? Am I really so frightening?
It's
Yeah.
okay. And there was nothing in the dark that wasn't there in the light all the time.
Maybe the most charming Grim Reaper of all time. This poor woman.
He beats. So he beats out Brad Pitt in Meet Joe Black, and that's hard
he
to
does.
do.
He does. That's no easy feat. But I think this has got to be one of the most. This is probably the earliest, maybe even the first time we've seen a study in agoraphobia showing up in television or film. This old woman, who has, Rod Serling has explained to us, has cheated death thousands of times, has now relegated herself to, she's like in this crummy, rundown basement apartment. The building's dilapidated.
Yeah, they're going to tear it down, and
yeah,
she
they're
won't
about to tear it
leave.
down. She will not leave because she's that petrified of dying. And the way, I won't spoil it. Okay, I won't spoil this part, Amber, but the way he gets in the door is so clever, especially when the next person comes knocking. And it's Twilight Zone, so it's meant to be creepy and a little scary. But the way he makes it okay to accept fate, it's actually, Amber, this is a great pick because he's doing a whole lot in 22 minutes?
Yeah, it's real short.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of maturity in it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if you got to go, Robert Redford holding his hand out to you, that's not a bad way to go, honestly. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about Robert Redford, the director, and we'll continue with our top 10. Welcome back. We are talking about our top 10 favorite Robert Redford film roles. It's no doubt he was an incredible actor, but let's not forget he was an incredible director. So I got to ask you guys, because I know we've probably seen all of the films that he's directed. Amber, if you had to suggest a title to someone, if someone came up to you and said, "Oh, I didn't know he directed movies. What, did he do anything good?" What's the title that you're going to tell people to go out and watch?
There are a handful of movies that I would define as perfect. And this is one of them. A River Runs Through It. I think it's beautifully shot. It has beautiful music. The performances are amazing. It's just absolutely one of the most heartbreakingly beautiful movies.
And Andrew, it stars Brad Pitt not as the Grim Reaper.
No, Brad Pitt's basically playing Robert Redford.
He's playing Robert Redford. Let's call it what it is.
Brad Pitt's a young Robert Redford. They're both obnoxiously good looking, but amazing actors to boot. So.
Yeah. How about it, Andrew? What Robert Redford directed film would you recommend to people?
And as she said, he did so many, but for me, it was an obvious choice. It blew me away the first time I saw it. It's his 1994 movie Quiz Show. It's tense and it's extremely well shot. It's kind of like reminds me of The Social Network in that on paper the story is really boring, and yet somehow you manage to make it really tense and thrilling and engaging. Fantastic movie, fantastic pacing. I just love it.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you both right now. There was no wrong answer there. There was no bad suggestion there. So, but Quiz Show and A River Runs Through It, they would probably be at the top of my list. But back to the list at hand, our top 10 favorite roles. I'm going to jump in here real quick because I listen. You guys had some great choices. Fortunately for me, you kind of had a little bit of crossover that gave me a chance to drop 2 in there. So for number 7, I got to talk about Jeremiah Johnson in Jeremiah Johnson.
This place has been trapped out since 25.
What are you doing here, then?
I hunt grizz.
Grizz?
Grizzly bears, Pilgrim. I collect the claws. I had one in that thicket back there, ready to shake hands until you come along.
I'm sorry, then.
That you look. Hungry, too, huh? Come on. You know how to skin grizz?
I can skin most anything.
You sure are cocky for a starving pilgrim.
1972, directed by Sidney Pollack. So if you hadn't seen this one, if you needed a reason, you don't need many, but Pollack was an incredible director, and this is certainly evidence of that. It's based on the story of real-life trapper and mountain man John Johnston, who was known as the Crow Killer. This is a nickname he earned because it was after members of the Crow tribe murdered his wife that Johnston swore vengeance on the entire tribe. Redford is on the record as saying this is his favorite among the films he starred in. Have either of you seen this? Because I know it's 1972, so I know we're going way back.
I'm embarrassed to say that I haven't. This is one of those ones that's been on my list for years. I think it's an iconic film for him. I'm aware of it, but no, I've never seen it.
How about it, Amber?
I've seen it, but it's been a really long time. It's time for a revisit, I think.
What the irony here is that today's generation probably uses a very specific GIF from the movie without even knowing that it is, in fact, Robert Redford. We're talking about the bearded man who just looks to the side and gives you that knowing smile like you're doing something right. So, Hey, kids, every time you share that, you're actually sharing Jeremiah Johnson. So keep that in mind. And on a personal note, I was this close to being named Jeremiah Johnson because of this film. My father campaigned rather vigorously with my mother that because they knew it was going to be a J name, they just didn't know which, and he wanted Jeremiah Johnson, and unfortunately she did not. So
I could have called you Double J either way. I'm okay with it.
Right? It's all good.
Yeah, my nickname would have stood the same regardless, but yeah. Just a fantastic movie. And it, again, when you're talking Pollack, the cinematography on this movie is gorgeous because we're out, it's the American West, and it's incredible.
Well, and again, a lot of, long, uninterrupted scenes with no dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would tell anyone, like, if you haven't seen this movie and maybe you're a big fan of Dances with Wolves, not a bad double feature, and I don't want to spoil the whole movie, but basically Jeremiah Johnson, he's a mountain, decides to kind of go off, live in the mountains on his own, be a hermit. And after a time, he does find himself a nice woman to settle down with. And then there's a bit of controversy with the Crow tribe, Native Americans. So definitely one to watch. As for number 6, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is without a doubt my all-time favorite Robert Redford performance. And I say that knowing that The Sting is out there and Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid's out there. And, there's a lot of great performances out there. But I'm telling you, there's something about General Irwin in The Last Castle, which came out in 2001, that is absolutely incredible.
These salutes, I've given them some thought. And technically, they are not a violation of regulations. So if the inmates can confine themselves to a simple hand movement through the hair, I see no problem with it. And if the men want to call you chief, well, that's fine. Then free speech and all that. Okay, then.
No, not okay. It's too late, Colonel.
It's too late for what?
For your offer. The men don't want to salute. They don't want to use rank.
They don't want better food. They don't want more TV. They just want your resignation. So do I.
My resignation.
You're a disgrace, Colonel. A disgrace to the uniform. You should not be allowed to retain your command.
Well, then I better go back.
I think you should.
Tell me, Mr. Irwin, what's to stop me from just placing you in the hole for, say, 6 months?
Nothing? That's the way you want to win.
This was shot on location at a former prison in Tennessee, which coincidentally is the same prison that they used for the Green Mile. Your thoughts on this one, Amber? Have you seen The Last Castle with Redford and James Gandolfini?
I have not. It sounds a lot like Brubaker. He went in that one and cleaned up a prison. But this one's probably more brutal than that one.
Brubaker, one man against a cruel system. So General Irwin is he's court-martialed for insubordination, and he's sent to this military prison where the commandant is played by James Gandolfini, who has a real chip on his shoulder, because he wants to be that military leader that has, military experience, and he's regulated to, run in this prison. And of course, General Irwin is a very famous figure in popular culture. Everyone knows him. He's written books. He's kind of like a Storm and Norman type. For those of you that remember Desert Storm, but it's an incredible cast. James Gandolfini, Robert Redford. You got Mark Ruffalo, who I know in the past I've said I'm not a big fan of Ruffalo. There's a handful of movies where I really like him. This is one of those where Ruffalo is just on point and playing an incredible part. Delroy Lindo is in this. Amber, I'm telling you, you're going to love this film. Absolutely going to love it.
Fascinating. So on the list it goes.
Yeah. Redford
Redford carries it, in my opinion. I mean, he's the reason to watch it, I think.
Oh gosh, Andrew, he conveys leadership without even trying, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny, one of my favorite stories about this movie is Redford actually needed about 15 to 20 takes to get his salute right. Which is ironic because the scene in question, Andrew, you know which scene I'm about to talk about. The scene in question is him teaching another prisoner how, what the history of saluting is and how to properly do it. So the fact the director's out there calling cut because he's having some troubles with it is a little funny.
That is pretty good, especially the amount of times they salute terribly in movies. But that's the one scene you really can't.
That's the one.
It's important you get it right this time.
And it's interesting too. I won't spoil it for Amber, but just what he has to say about the history of saluting, really cool. Let's talk about number 5, Andrew. And this is a genre that you're no stranger to.
Yeah, we've talked about it more than once, but that's not the reason it's on here. So I want to talk about him as Alexander Pierce in Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
For immediate hearing. We don't need hearings, we need action. It's this council's duty to oversee S.H.I.E.L.D.
A breach like this raises serious questions.
Like how the hell did a French pirate manage to hijack a covert S.H.I.E.L.D. vessel in broad daylight?
For the record, Councilman, he's Algerian. I can draw a map if it'd help.
I appreciate your wit, Secretary Pierce. But this council takes things like international piracy fairly seriously.
Really? I don't. I don't care about one boat. I care about the fleet. If this council is going to fall to rancor every time someone pushes us on the playing field, maybe we need someone to oversee us.
Mr. Secretary.
The reason this one went on my list isn't just my love for Captain America. It's he was such a brilliant choice to cast as a villain or an antagonist, partially in the MCU in general, because, as we've said, he's so charming. His leadership, his gravitas that he carries makes him such a great hero that it was a really interesting turn. And the moment that you realize now that he's the villain in the movie, I think it was spoiled by the marketing, unfortunately.
Sadly, yeah.
But it's such a great turn. And from a casting standpoint, what I love about it is if the MCU had started 20, 30 years earlier, he would have been Captain America. He's perfect choice to be Captain America. So to cast him as, a Hydra operative and to have him be so charming and so likable that even as he is straight up controlling, ruling the world evil, you still kind of like him a little bit. He's still kind of charming. Like his relationship with Samuel L. Jackson's Fury it's cool. Like it's nice, even when he's bullshitting you kind of fall for it a little bit.
Peggy Carter. Amber Lewis. This one was on your list as well. Tell me about your thoughts on his performance.
Well, this actually, when I heard that he had died, this was the first movie that I thought of. It made that much of an impact. This movie is one of my, if not the favorite MCU film, and what he brings to it sort of elevates the story and changes what the MCU is doing from just superhero villain to like a 70s conspiracy thriller kind of thing. And it's just absolutely awesome to watch.
The problem with his villain is that it's really difficult to dislike him because he's so damn charismatic. He's Robert Redford.
He's like Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther. Like he's not wrong.
I know he's a bad guy. I know he's
making
evil,
a good point.
Yeah,
and,
I want to. Yeah,
and he was able to do it without any physical threat. Like there's no fight. He doesn't have to punch Captain America. He's an amazing villain just by being charming.
He doesn't have to twirl a mustache or
if he did, he'd pull it off though, because he's.
He would. He absolutely would. Guys, let's take another quick break, and when we get back, we'll keep going with the top 10. All right, guys, back to the top 10. Amber, I believe we have arrived at the number 4 pick.
Yes, this is the one swooning romance entry that I had to make from 1985, Out of Africa. He plays Dennis Finch Hatton, and he's as untamed as early 1900s Africa itself, and every single man should have to watch the scene where he washes Meryl Streep's hair.
Laughed loud and long, and all the while his eyes went to and fro. Ha ha, quoth he, full plain I see. The devil knows how to row. Farewell, farewell.
You're skipping verses.
Well, I leave out the dull parts. Farewell, farewell. But this I tell to thee, thou wedding guest. Lay your head back. He prayeth well, who loveth well, both man and bird and beast.
This should be required viewing for all of you.
I'm not gonna argue this pick. It's an incredible performance.
It's another one I haven't seen. I know. I'm sorry. It's killing me.
Oh my heavens.
Andrew, it did win the Academy Awards for Best Directing and Best Score. It's an amazing John Barry score from 1985. You listen, when it came out when I was a kid, I was like, no, thank you. But as an adult, it is peak Redford, and Amber's right. Him and Streep together, they're cooking.
Yeah.
They really
It's swooningly romantic. Your wife will thank you. Your wife will thank me for telling you to watch it.
I'll make sure to let her know you said so.
I say don't show her the movie. Just wash her hair. Just steal his move, and
right,
and then just take all the glory. Andrew, let's get back to something a little less romantic, unless we're talking bromantic. What do you got for number 3?
That's the perfect word for it. We got Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
No, we'll jump.
Like hell we will.
No, it'll be okay. If the water's deep enough, we don't get squished to death. They'll never follow us.
How do you know?
Would you make a jump like that and you didn't have to?
I have to, and I'm not gonna.
Well, we got to, otherwise we're dead. They're just gonna have to go back down the same way they come. Come on.
Just one clear shot, that's all I want.
Come on. We got to.
Nope. Get away from me.
Why?
I want to fight him.
They'll kill us.
Maybe.
You want to die?
Do you?
All right. I'll jump first.
No.
Then you jump first.
No, I said.
What's the matter with you?
I can't swim.
Why, are you crazy? The fall will probably kill you.
Paul Newman and Redford at their most charming, their most handsome, and it's the most iconic duo. I love this movie. I think so many movies tried to capture this energy, this buddy cop outlaw vibe. I don't think anybody's done it as successfully. The ending is top 5 endings of all time, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
I mean, just the freeze frame of them, running out it's iconic. I love this movie. It feels good. It's funny. It's got action. It's got everything. You just want to be these guys.
Amber, this one comes out in 1969, but as far as Westerns go, it holds up. Would you agree with that?
Oh my goodness, yes. And their chemistry and banter is just absolutely sparkles.
Jeff,
the old West, and she says it sparkles. I like that.
Jeff, you and I have jumped off of a cliff into water in the desert. I got to tell you, the first time we did that, all I could picture was them running and jumping off that cliff together. That helped get me over that hump.
It absolutely helped me. When someone says, "Yeah, you got to jump," it's only 40 feet down. I just thought, okay, I'm Butch. Yeah. Andrew, come here. Hey, Sundance, let's do this. It does take the edge off when you're doing something like that. But yeah, this one's a classic. It's an all-time great for the Western genre. Now let's go to number 2, because if you like him, in the buddy role, but now you want to take it a little more seriously, Amber.
The best journalism movie in the history of journalism movies, All the President's Men.
Where are you? Stuck. The story is stalled on us. And you thought I'd help?
I'll never quote you. I wouldn't quote you even as an anonymous source. I mean, you'd be on deep background. You can trust me, you know that. Can you tell me what you know?
You tell me what you know.
The story is dry. All we've got are pieces. We can't seem to figure out what the puzzle is supposed to look like.
Forget the myths that the media's created about the White House. You tell me what you know, and I'll confirm. I'll keep you in the right direction if I can, but that's all.
We covered this one on our limited 1976 series. You're right, Amber. If you're watching a journalism movie, which I'd love to do like a top 5 journalist movies episode at some point in the future, but this one is the number 1 pick, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I'm obsessed with journalism movies. I love it. And this one it just captures like the excitement and the tedium of, building the story brick by brick. And, there's one long uninterrupted 5-minute scene of him on the phone and Robert Redford on the phone, like your body's clenched, you're holding your breath, like to see what's going to happen. And it's a one-sided conversation. I mean, it's just absolutely him trying to pull this information out of this guy is just awesome.
It's unimaginable charisma. Like he could sit on screen for 5 minutes just talking, like you said, and you can't look away. And not many people can.
I think one of the things that he does really well here, and he teaches this in other films that he's done with other actors, this is just as much Dustin Hoffman's movie as it is his,
Mm-hmm.
but he never outshadows his co-star. He shares. I feel like he shares the screen very generously with any co-star. You guys, am I right or?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's a consummate professional, and that does remind me though. There's a really funny story I wanted to share, and it's not a movie that Redford was in, but it's a movie that he thought he could do. So Charles Webb directed The Graduate, and when he was
Oh my God, I love this story.
trying to cast all these different people, he's trying to find the right person for it. He knew Redford, and Redford was putting himself up for the role. He's like, I should do it. And Webb said to him, you can't play a loser. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm an actor. Of course I can play a loser. And according to Webb, he said, okay, have you ever struck out with a girl? And Redford's response was, what do you mean? And he was not joking. He didn't understand the question.
Yeah.
And that is why he did not get the role in The Graduate, but our man Dustin Hoffman did, and was iconic in that as well.
I just wish I could be there when Hoffman heard that story for the first time. That's definitely a shot to his ego.
I mean, you can't stand in Redford's presence and not get it a little bit, you know?
No, you can't. Guys, let's take one more quick break, and then we will be back with an honorable mention and our pick for number 1 in our top 10 favorite Robert Redford performances. Well, guys, we are here. We have arrived. It's no secret how I feel about honorable mentions, but if it gives us a chance, if it gives us a chance to talk just a little bit longer about an amazing actor like Robert Redford, then I guess I'm okay with it. So before we talk about our choice for number 1, let's briefly offer a few honorable mentions, because truthfully, with 89 film roles to his credit, our list is missing some very noteworthy roles. So, Amber, you made the phone call first on Tuesday, so I'm gonna let you offer your honorable mention first.
So it's like not one of his greatest movies, but I love this movie and I love him in it. Tom Logan in Legal Eagles.
Yeah, all right.
It's this sweet little like lawyer thriller romance kind of 80s ridiculousness. But there's a whole section right in the middle where he and Deborah Winger they're each in their own apartment and they're both have insomnia. And the ridiculous things that they do to like just try to like wear themselves out to go to sleep. And he's like tap dancing in the bathroom, and it's just absurd. And he's so charming and so funny, and I just adore this movie.
Those of you that have been with us for a little bit, we had a very long-running limited series called 1986. This movie, Legal Eagles, which came out in 1986, did not make our initial run. But then when we brought back the 86 series on our Patreon, we promised to do 20 more, so that we did 86 movies for 1986. Our very good friend Jason Colvin from the Surely You Can't Be Serious podcast, he came over and talked Legal Eagles with me. It's a very fun episode. All the more reason to check out our Patreon. Go over there right now. Get yourself signed up for a free 7-day trial and pick Legal Eagles first, because that was a fun one.
It's a good time.
Absolutely. Andrew, an honorable mention, sir.
I'm glad I got the opportunity to do this, because I really like this movie. I don't think it should make a top 10 list, but it's worth talking about. It's a 2018 film called The Old Man and the Gun. He plays a career criminal named Forrest Tucker. It's a biographical movie about him, and he's just charming and it's fun. And I really like Robert Redford as he's aged into these roles. He really embraces the humor that can come with it, and uses his gravitas in a much more subtle way. And so I do definitely recommend it. It's sort of a crime comedy type thing, but really, really good. And he is just delightful in it.
You're talking about a crime comedy, and I guess it would be criminal for me not to use my honorable mention to talk about Johnny Hooker in The Sting because,
Yes.
again, an all-time great. I won't even start talking because we'd be here like another hour talking
Oh
about
my
The Sting. I
God.
love The
Yeah.
Sting. Andrew, if you hadn't made the phone call and I had more picks, then The Sting definitely would have made this top 10 list. But I'm gonna throw it in there now as an honorable mention just to be fair.
It was wild to me. It didn't make the top 10. I didn't put it in my. I had to cut it for mine, and I was like, "It's okay. Somebody else will say it. I'm sure." That's what I
Well,
had to tell
listen,
myself.
it ain't about what we think people want to hear. It's about what are our favorites. So,
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, there's been some movies mentioned here where I have to believe that there's probably some listeners going, I've never heard of that movie. I've never heard, I don't remember him in that movie. Old Man and the Gun. That's a new one on me. I didn't even know that existed. So, All Is Lost. I gotta go see that for the non-dialogue Robert Redford movie. Apparently, Amber.
Yes.
But yeah, so you gotta share your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we have arrived at the role we collectively feel is our favorite. Go pick me out a winner, Andrew.
This was number one. The second I started thinking of a list, I think it's probably true for all of us. It's Roy Hobbs in The Natural. It is a beautiful, beautiful movie. We've talked about sports movies and baseball movies plenty of times, and this tops the list almost every time. It's this haunting, beautiful story, gothic feel, but it's the love of baseball. It's the second chance. It's the effort and the beauty, and Robert Redford just carries all of it with such subtlety, but you can't look away.
No, I'll be honest, the moment I heard about his passing on Tuesday, I heard the score to The Natural in my head, and I thought about the home run and the lights exploding. I don't care. I'll argue it with anyone. The greatest home run hit of all time in any film. Maybe one of the greatest moments of all time in a sports film. I mean, I don't know honestly, I don't know what tops it. I really don't.
I heard his voice in my head saying, when I walk down the street, people say, there goes Roy Hobbs, the best there ever was.
Amber, I know you love a good sports movie. This has got to be on your top,
and a baseball
right?
movie too. Oh my God. Yeah, I've seen this movie. I don't even know how many times I've seen this movie and listened to the soundtrack and
This is the baseball movie.
played baseball in the backyard with my brothers and yelled, "Goodbye, Mr. Spaulding."
Well, I mean, playing Little League, how many times did you write Wonder Boy on a bat? I know I'm guilty of it multiple times. Whether it was that or the Savoy Special, it's like, that lightning bolt, you had to have it.
Yeah, and he's this really crazy balance of like mature and wise, but also so innocent in that movie. It's iconic, but I can't even really point to what makes it iconic because it's so subtle and it's just pure talent.
It is. I mean, we know it's a kind of like a historical film, like as far as like the moment in time that's capturing the sport of baseball. But I could watch it tomorrow. I could watch it next year. And I don't know about you guys. Like when every time we get to spring training, I start watching baseball movies. This one's got to be the first one though, and I don't know why. It just does. It just does.
Well, it's like you said. There goes Roy Hobbs, the best that it ever was. I thought about this movie yesterday when we heard the news, and it's not a tragedy that we lost Redford. You know,
No.
he lived an amazing life. He had an amazing career. But the mark that he left, it's impossible to not, you know, just deep in your gut, you just kind of feel like this talent. It was a once in a lifetime thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. I agree. Listeners, what do you think of our choices for Robert Redford's top 10 film roles? Did we mention all your favorites? Did we omit any of your favorites? Please let us know on social media. You'll find us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can check out afilmbypodcast.com for plenty of film and TV articles, as well as our entire library, all 6 seasons, streaming free. You can write to us at afilmbypodcast@gmail.com with your questions, comments, and concerns. We might just read your response on the show and send you some A Film By swag. My thanks to both Amber Lewis and Andrew Blakely for joining me for this special impromptu episode so that we could show our appreciation to Robert Redford and celebrate some of his memorable film roles. Guys, very happy that you both reached out to me. We're like in a crunch moment right now with our schedule, and the fact that you both wanted to do this, I was like, we'll find time, we'll make time. So I thank you both for that.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I was so excited to be able to talk about this.
And to all of you listening to the show, following us on social media, and subscribing to our Patreon, we certainly thank you.